Flight 19 was the designation of a group of 5 General Motors TBF Avenger torpedo bombers that disappeared over the Bermuda Triangle on December 5, 1945, after losing contact during a United States Navy overwater navigation training flight from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All 14 naval aviators on the flight were lost, as were all 13 crew members of a Martin PBM Mariner flying boat that subsequently launched from Naval Air Station Banana River to search for Flight 19. A report by Navy investigators concluded that Flight Leader Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor mistook small islands offshore for the Florida Keys after his compasses stopped working, resulting in the flight heading over open sea and away from land. The report was later amended by the Navy to read, "Cause unknown," to avoid blaming Taylor for the loss of 5 aircraft and 14 men. The report attributed the loss of the PBM search aircraft to an explosion in midair while searching for the flight. Flight Leader Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor had mistakenly believed that the small islands he passed over were the Florida Keys, that his flight was over the Gulf of Mexico, and that heading northeast would take them to Florida. It was determined that Taylor had passed over the Bahamas as scheduled, and he did, in fact, lead his flight to the northeast over the Atlantic. The report noted that some subordinate officers did likely know their approximate position, as indicated by radio transmissions stating that flying west would result in reaching the mainland. As noted in the report, Taylor refused to change the radio training frequency to the search and rescue radio frequency. The training frequency was difficult to use because of interference from Cuban radio stations, and in 1986, the wreckage of an Avenger was found off the Florida coast during the search for the wreckage of the Space Shuttle Challenger. 12 aviation archaeologist John Muir raised this wreck from the ocean floor in 1990. 13. He mistakenly believed that it was one of the missing planes. In 1991, a treasure hunting expedition led by Graham Hawkes announced that the wreckage of 5 Avengers had been discovered off the coast of Florida, but their tail numbers revealed they were not Flight 19. 15. 16. In 2004, a BBC documentary showed Hawkes returning with a new submersible 12 years later and identifying one of the planes by its bureau number, a clearly readable 23,990-17, as a flight lost at sea on October 9, 1943. Over 2 years before Flight 19, its crew all survived 18, but he was unable to definitively identify the other planes. The documentary concluded that, despite the odds, they are just a random collection of accidents that came to rest in the same place 12 miles 19 kilometers from